boxing began the new year the same way that it kind of lived the old one, with a controversial stoppage. We'll get into it specifically later, but here we are in 2024, and nothing changes. I mean, you have a controversial stoppage by Tony Weeks, and you also have more of the live soap opera that is the Golden Boy Ryan Garcia, sideshow, which really puts new meaning to dysfunctional relationships. We'll get into, I guess we could talk about that a little bit now, but we'll get into it later more. But it's amazing. I mean, they make the Addams Family look like Leave It to the Beaver. Remember Leave It to Beaver, or whatever that show was, that Leave It to Beaver or Little House on the Prairie. I mean, the relationship between Golden Boy and his fighter, I don't know how much longer he will be his fighter, because it depends how long that contract is. But once that contract ends, this saga will end, this soap opera will end.
It's so clear that they hate each other, and to the point of despising. I mean, he comes out and says, never mind Devin Haney, I want to fight Rolly. And then Oscar immediately says, nope, it's the title shot against Rolly. Rolly goes to O'Hara Davies when he wins. Of course, that didn't happen. But it's just crazy. It's like they're antagonistic to each other.
It was even worse than that. On the Zone, when they interviewed De La Hoya before the co-feature fight, before Davies fought, they interview him, and they're interviewing him about that a little bit. About that, what's next for Garcia. Because it was obvious that Garcia had put up that post that, I'm instructing. He wrote it that way verbatim.
Yes.
I'm instructing my promoter, Oscar De La Hoya, in case you forgot you're my promoter. I'm instructing you to now no longer pursue the Haney fight, but to go make the Rolly Romero fight. So they asked him about it on the air. And it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. You can't make that stuff up. It's sitcom stuff. It really is. It really is. I wasn't kidding. It's the Addams. I mean, they do. They make the Addams Family look like Little House on the Prairie. Like everything is, perfect. And, you're going to have apple pie and everyone's going to be together and sing Kumbaya. He came out and he says, so they ask him about, Garcia next. And I guess they've expected him to say, I was just instructed to go and make the Romero fight. Instead, he makes believe he don't know nothing about that. He's got blinkers on. I give him credit. He goes right past that, and he says, yes, I've been instructed by Ryan Garcia to go and make the Haney fight.
I would have done the same thing if I was Oscar. It was the one time where I thought he handled it correctly. Don't handle business like this, Ryan. What are you doing? We can talk about this together. I like the way Oscar handled it. Okay, we're in talks with Devin Haney. And did you see Devin Haney's reaction to Ryan's tweet? Called him a pussy and something else, and was like, don't ever say my name. And then Bill Haney gets into it with Bernard Hopkins at the fight, and they start shoving each other. It's crazy.
Well, not each other. I think it was only one side.
That's fair.
I don't
think
any fellow was going to go shove
Bernard shoved him,
Hopkins, to be honest,
which seemed kind of amateurish coming from Bernard Hopkins.
It wasn't a real shove. From what I heard, it was like it was silly stuff. But
put it
whatever.
This way,
but
he definitely gave him a forearm shiver.
But the whole thing, but not hard. But the whole thing is so. It just keeps getting more. It just keeps going more and more into the Twilight Zone, getting stranger and stranger, because just the way it looks, the way it sounds. Like Oscar, apparently, Bernard kept saying, "I don't follow this stuff too much. I'll be honest. It's like, come on." But the little bit that I know about it, it's like Bernard, and I have to know something to talk about it, but Bernard was saying, come to the bathroom with me. To Haney. It's just weird. Yeah, with Haney, come to the bathroom with me. Come to the bathroom with me. Like he's going to beat him up in the bath. But it just sounds, the whole thing sounds just bizarre. The whole thing, and again, look, you could say all you want that Oscar handled it right with the way that Ryan, hit him with that news. Fine, but it's still something to be said about, putting your dirty laundry out there for everybody to see. You just, and now Oscar's on a buying binge of buying fighters, signing fighters. I wonder if he got some Saudi money, or it's just, they're using the money to sign guys that, they have to. They're probably getting more dates. With DAZN, and they don't have fighters to fill the dates, to be quite honest. So they're signing guys up, and they're going very heavy in 140-pound. You wonder if that's partly because of Garcia is also in that division, that they're going heavy. You don't know what to think after a while.
He must have spent a lot of money on O'Hara Davies, because O'Hara Davies was like ranting about or bragging about his deal with Oscar and how great Oscar is. I'm like, I wonder if they gave him a couple extra bucks to like go over the top with his description. You never hear people fawning over their promoters. I mean, the guy's a promoter.
You don't have to give guys like that, Ken, a lot of money, because they weren't making a lot of money. Come on.
Yeah. Relatively speaking.
Did you know Davies before he was on the air the other night? No, I could answer for you. So, it's not like he was coming from a place where he was making money and making a lot of money. So whatever he got.
I'm saying they must have given him a premium to what he was getting for him to be fawning over Oscar the way he was. Because you never hear someone talk about their promoter in such glowing terms. Promoter's a promoter. They get paid. It's like your accountant. They get paid to do their job.
He's signing guys left and right. Again, either he's got more dates, he's got to have fighters, or he's trying to, lock up the 140-pound. I don't know if it's attached to the personal stuff with Ryan Garcia, or he was with the rest of us. We were all over, what was it, a month and a half ago, we were in Saudi Arabia, and they were handing out money all over the place, making fights. And Oscar was putting his best foot forward with our host over there, that was running everything. And he was putting his best foot forward to try to get in there to do some more promotions, which they did right after that. They did all those fights. The one we're talking about before, that Joseph Parker put off the big upset with Wilder, and Joseph and his trainer Andy going to come on our air either next week or the following week. But it's just a bizarre. It's like watching Jerry Springer reruns. I hate to say, like, the great comedian, what's his name, Sebastian Maniscalco, whatever his name is. Scalco, he aren't you embarrassed? He does that. Aren't you embarrassed? I mean, after a while, just again, you got to keep some of that to yourselves. But I just had to start with the new year. It might be a new year, but it's same old stuff for that continuing. Again, the only word I could use is like it's a soap opera.